And with so many people now using social distance and staying in their homes during this unusual time, social workers say there could be concern when it comes to your mental and emotional health, and this does include your children. Our Justin Andrews talked to an expert about this, and Justin, they expect to get more calls, don't they?
Yeah, Mo, and we are all dealing with this. So many of us, our routines and our sense of normalcy have been shattered by this invisible enemy called the COVID-19. And we just want you to be aware of what could happen. I talked to Christina Garnett, and she is a licensed clinical social worker. She says we are social beings, so not being able to really messes with us. We can start to feel lonely, even depressed or suicidal. People's minds react differently because our coping skills are different, she says. So some are able to self-regulate while others are not. There's also a huge concern for more domestic violence and child abuse cases. We should also be careful with our kids because they too can withdraw.
We'll start to see a lot of behavioral changes in kids, so parents seeing them probably getting a little more frustrated with their siblings, even probably resorting back to some like tantrums and like just regressing in behaviors, right? So things you would think like, you know, my kid's grown out of this, but just that natural tension causing them to kind of resort back to some of those childlike behaviors. Because kids, especially younger ones, don't often have the language to express like, I'm worried, I'm concerned.
So here's what you could do. Try to create a sense of routine. Get up every day like you normally would. Also manage your time, like engaging with family. She says social distancing doesn't mean you cannot socialize. She says we have cell phones to text, video chat, and call. So she says keep socializing and don't isolate. So being stuck in your homes isn't all bad, Christina says. This is a good time, she says, to build relationships, strengthen some of those relationships. And also, she says it's a good time to do some things that you feel like you really never had time to do. I want to hear what you think. What are some good things that you've gotten out of this? You've been isolated for a while. What are some good things that you've done or good things that you've heard other people do that they've learned from this situation? I want to hear from you. Hit me up on social media or be sure you shoot me an email. That's justin.andrews@kmov.com. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Justin.